The invasion of the world. Fang Yuan decided to enter the Wanjie battlefield and become a lord. Choose the human camp and become a pioneer lord. Upgrade the city and build territories. Fang Yuan unexpectedly awakened his only talent and prayed for blessings. Pray for blessings at the beginning and obtain the heart of the golden legendary artifact. Ding, offer sacrifices to the golden wonder of the heart of arcane magic, and recruit the human race's fire-type forbidden spell master. A meteor shower destroyed millions of monsters. And this is just the beginning. Ding, consume the strange item, Holy Light Stone, and recruit the human race Holy Light Grand Knight. A Holy Light Sanction, slaying abyssal demons. Ding, consume the strange item, Shadow Cloak, and recruit Shadow Hunters. Infiltrate the Beast Tribe and assassinate the Beast Shaman. When the day of decisive battle comes. Endless alien lords attack. The Blue Star Lord was defeated and retreated step by step, and the alien race was about to attack the Blue Star Plain. In the northern region. The horn of war sounded. Fang Yuan made a move. Keywords of the novel. Lord of the 10,000 Realms, no pop-up window for the opening human race forbidden curse mage, Lord of the 10,000 Realms, complete download of the opening human race forbidden curse mage TXT, Lord of the 10,000 Realms, latest chapter reading for the opening human race forbidden curse mage. Chapter 1, actively apply and enter the battlefield of 10,000 Realms. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 1, actively apply and enter the battlefield of 10,000 Realms 30 years ago. The battlefield of the world is locked onto the Blue Star. Recruit Blue Star residents to join the Wanjie battlefield. In order to protect their homeland, humans had to send a large number of people into the battlefield of the world to become the lords of the world. At this time, humanity has been fighting on the battlefield of the world for 30 years. But the brutal war on the battlefield resulted in heavy casualties for human lords. Until now. Still struggling to survive. For this, each country has to recruit a large number of people into this flesh and blood mill. Just to keep the flame of civilization alive. Fang Yuan, are you really going to take the initiative to apply? In a small classroom. Su Qingda watched as the handsome boy next to him filled out the application form. Asked with a surprised expression on his face. Next to him, Fang Yuan quickly wrote down his name in the signature section and looked up. Of course. Look, the names have all been signed. Fang Yuan raised the application form in his hand and replied with a relaxed tone. 16 years ago. He crossed to the parallel plane of this blue star. I thought this was an ordinary urban world. But I didn't expect it. I only found out when I grew up. This world is on the brink of danger. The terrifying battlefield of all worlds devours a large number of Blue Star's population every year. Even in recent years. The area where Blue Star humans are located is experiencing a plague of undead. A large number of human lords have died. The fate of the civilization fire of Blue Star is uncertain on the battlefield of the world. However, even so. For Fang Yuan, the Wanjie battlefield is crucial. Still has great appeal. Because entering the battlefield, as long as the city is not broken, one can obtain eternal life. For him who has died once, eternal life is the greatest temptation. Instead of being mediocre and ultimately dying in a hospital bed. Why not take advantage of your youth and go to the battlefield of the world to seek immortality? The Coco World battlefield is very dangerous. The mortality rate is very high. If you go, you may not be able to come back. You're still young. Actually, we can wait until we get old. Su Qingda looked at the handsome faces of the young people around her. Whispered a reminder. Fang Yuan just shrugged his shoulders. When I was young, my thinking was active and I had a passionate adventurous heart. When I grew old, my thinking became rigid and I went to the battlefield of all worlds, which was no different from sending myself to death. Furthermore, Recently, countries' recruitment of lords has become increasingly frequent. Being called up to enter the battlefield of the world is a matter of time. Instead of passively calling in, it's better to actively join. Actively joining can also provide access to resources and benefits provided by the government. There is indeed no way to refute Fang Yuan's words. Although the Wanjie battlefield has been open for 30 years. But the situation of the Blue Star race has always been difficult. After entering the battlefield every year, there are too many lords who die in battle. In order to defend the plain channel entering the Blue Star and resist the tide of beasts from all over the world entering the Blue Star, the humans of Blue Star must continuously strengthen their investment. Even if it's delivering cannon fodder, we still have to send the population to the battlefield of 10,000 realms. Because once the Blue Star plain channel is lost, billions of World Warcraft will rush into the Blue Star. At that time, the Blue Star was like a failure to destroy the crystal. Not only will everyone die, even planets will be devoured by the battlefield of 10,000 realms. Become a part of the battlefield of the world. So in order to protect our home, over the years, Blue Star countries have been under pressure, forcibly conscripting a large number of people into the battlefield of the 10,000 realms. The next attack of the Wanjie beast tide will be at the end of this year. Therefore, this year, more people will be forcibly conscripted as lords by various countries. In Fang Yuan's view, instead of passively joining, why not take the initiative to apply? You can also receive more preferential treatment. Su Qingge beside heard Fang Yuan's words. I also fell into contemplation. The Su Qingge family belongs to the family of officials in Blue Star. I have heard much more news than Fang Yuan. The pressure on the Wanjie battlefield is indeed high. It is said that the population recruited this time has reached as many as 1 million. No one can guarantee that they will not be selected. And while she was pondering, Fang Yuan has stood up and walked towards the outside of the classroom. After seeing it, Su Qingge quickly stood up. Fang Yuan, will we meet again in the future? Fang Yuan stopped in his tracks, but did not turn back. Speak in silence for a moment. I will. Meeting again, perhaps on the battlefield of the world. Blue Star Lord Recruitment Registration Office. Your name is Fang Yuan. I'm only 16 years old. Volunteer to become a lord. Go to the battlefield of the world. The staff responsible for reception at the registration office carefully read his application form, looking up in surprise at the handsome big boy in front of him. Because since some of the people who returned from the Wanjie battlefield brought back cruel news, Blue Star has few lords who actively join the battlefield. Even if we go, it will still be those elderly people who are sagging old or suffering from incurable diseases. A teenager like Fang Yuan who is only 16 years old. I was the first to take the initiative to go there in over a decade. Rather than passively accepting, it is better to actively adapt in advance. Waiting for the staff to continue persuading, Fang Yuan interrupted him with a loud voice. I'm sure. The voice was full of resolute determination. At this point, the other party no longer said anything. With a sigh, stamped the application form. Go in and load the Lord's imprint. The most important thing to enter the battlefield of the world is the Lord's mark. This is actually an item similar to a chip. After entering the room, under the guidance of the nurse inside, Fang Yuan walked into the machine that implanted the imprint. Ding, identity confirmation. Fang Yuan. 16 years old, a high school freshman. Confirmation completed. Start implanting. At the next moment, Fang Yuan felt a slight pain in his neck. Ding, implantation successful. Immediately after the machine cover was opened, Fang Yuan walked out. The nurse handed over a booklet. This is the Lord's Mark User Manual. It records how to activate the Lord's Seal. At the same time, there are also methods and precautions for entering the Wanjie battlefield. Classmate, do you have any other questions? Fang Yuan quickly asked after flipping through the brochure. I voluntarily joined. What about the items that the country rewards? After activating the imprint, the dimensional package will contain a main city and a hero's altar, which are built to the system. The national reward is 10,000 points of various resources and a talent activation scroll. You can find all of these in the dimensional package. The nurse patiently explained. After understanding, Fang Yuan quickly flipped through the booklet in his hand. The Lord's Seal can only be activated after entering the battlefield of the 10,000 realms. He didn't stay any longer. Turn around and walk towards the passage into the battlefield of the world. End of this chapter. Chapter 2, Birth Point, Northern Territory Development Territory. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 2, Birth Point, Northern Territory Development Territory. There is a channel in every country for the Wanjie battlefield. This is a large transport platform. And it's bidirectional. Blue stars can teleport lords over. Similarly, the battlefield of 10,000 realms can also teleport back. The passage back from the Wanjie battlefield is guarded layer by layer. Only special personnel can return. On the side where blue star leads to the battlefield of the world, the defense is not very tight. When Fang Yuan came here, I am seeing the teleportation channel constantly shining with light. This year's conscription has not yet begun, and these elderly people who have entered the battlefield of the world are all returning from there. When Fang Yuan approaches the channel, his identity as a new lord was immediately recognized. Ding! Discover the new Lord Fang Yuan. The sound was quickly uploaded on the transmission platform. The lords who were preparing to teleport all looked at him. Oh, I remember this year's recruitment hasn't started yet. Why are there new recruits? He's still a handsome young man. He wouldn't have voluntarily applied to become a lord, would he? Yo, it's really strange. It's been over a decade and I can still come across it. Who said it's not? I used to think there were mines over there, but in recent years, the beast tide has become more frequent and terrifying. More than half of the lords have died or been injured, and several official cities of various countries have been destroyed. It's only then that everyone knows how dangerous it is there. I haven't seen any lords who have volunteered in recent years. Hey, young man, you're brave enough. Fang Yuan ignored the discussions of these people. Walk to the registration desk on your own. As a new lord, he needs to register first before he can enter. While registering, the staff also introduced themselves. There are 3 channels for us to enter the Wanjie battlefield. It also represents 3 camps. The one on the left is the Demon Clan camp, and after entering, they become the Lord of the Demon Tower. The middle one is the Human camp, and after entering, he becomes the Lord of the city. The one on the right is the Underground camp, and once you enter, you will build an underground city. The demon race is chaotic and evil, the human race is neutral and orderly, and underground is chaotic and neutral. These are the orders of each camp, mainly used to distinguish their respective branches of arms. For example, neutral ones generally cannot use the Demon Clan soldiers. But you can use soldiers from underground races. After entering, you will become familiar with it. Fang Yuan quickly filled out the level table. And in choosing the camp, he did not hesitate to choose the human race. And it was when Fang Yuan made the choice. Several nearby lords were gathering together in a sneaky manner. Sure, this little guy's name is Fang Yuan, an ordinary high school student. There isn't much influence at home either. Che, I thought it was some big shot, but now I dare to take the initiative to go to the battlefield of the 10,000 realms. It's like seeking death. Big brother, I heard that those who take the initiative to go to the Wanjie battlefield will have the talent to activate scroll rewards from the government. This is a good thing. We haven't received the talent activation scroll yet. Now on the battlefield of Wanjie, a disaster of the undead is erupting. He also died when he went. I think it's better to find an opportunity to become him and grab his talent activation scroll for us. The leader among the few is a fat man with a scarred face. Nickname Minga. Upon hearing these words, a greedy expression flashed in my eyes. The talent activation scroll belongs to rare items. The price is extremely high on the battlefield of the world. That is to say, the country is willing to invest this capital in order to encourage everyone to actively enter the battlefield of the world. You know. Their brothers haven't received a single one yet. This newcomer is holding such a valuable item in his hand. That is why be guilty. Okay. Minga quickly said. During the 7-day beginner period, there is no time limit for building upgrades for novice lords. Building upgrades are done in seconds, and many novice lords without backgrounds will choose to sell talent scrolls in exchange for upgrade materials to seize this welfare window. After all, there is still a chance to get the talent scroll in the future, but the welfare window period is gone, and there will be no more in the future. The usual time for selling talent scrolls is about 3 days. We can take this opportunity to first find his main city, send troops to surround him, and force him to hand over the scrolls. Huang Mao, go talk to him and get his friend involved. After he teleports into the battlefield of the world, we will immediately send troops to find him. Surround his main city and destroy him in one fell swoop. Take away the talent to activate the scroll. Upon hearing Minga's order, the little brother on the side chuckled. Big brother, you keep an eye on it. Huang Mao is a mischievous and lively ghost fire boy, ranking second among several people. Dyed a head of yellow hair, looking not very smart. They are all lords of a guild. I came back this time to deliver a letter. Just finished the task assigned by the guild. I didn't expect to meet this strange newcomer, Fang Yuan. Ghost Fire Youth's yellow hair saw Fang Yuan walking towards the human teleportation array in the middle. He raised his hand as soon as he stepped forward. Brother. Come here, brother has something to say, pop. Fang Yuan raised his hand and slapped him. He exercises year-round and has great strength. A powerful and heavy blow. The ghost fire boy was slapped and flew out. Get lost. Don't block your father's path. Then there was another kick, placed on the face of the ghost fire boy. Then, before they could react, they walked onto the teleportation array. With the sound of the transmitted light. Amidst the anger of several small thug lords, Fang Yuan teleported into the battlefield of the 10,000 realms. Through the transmission platform of Blue Star. To achieve fixed point teleportation, it is necessary to have a main city on the Wanjie battlefield. There are no new lords in the main city. All are randomly teleported to the human race area where you are located. Ding, transmission successful. Welcome, Your Excellency Fang Yuan, the new lord from Blue Star. This is the battlefield of the world's domination. As a lord, you will acquire territory, build cities, train a large army, and thus hold up the throne, usher in an era, and conquer the world. Here, as long as the city is not broken, you can live forever. Start random identity. Human race, pioneer lords. Start random origin points. Leading the way in northern development. Ding, the chip is activated. A series of prompt sounds came in. Fang Yuan opened his eyes. At the entrance is a dilapidated castle. This seems to be the battlefield of the world. Unexpectedly, the place of origin is in the northern frontier to explore and lead. It seems that luck is not good. Choosing the human camp, the lords of the Blue Star Dragon Kingdom are generally born in the Kingdom of Gondor. An old continent kingdom that has been destroyed by civilization. The central area of the United Kingdom is relatively bustling, with many resource points, monsters, and cities. The northern border was originally the border of the Kingdom of Gondor. To the north is the wilderness. Not to mention its desolate location, the monster has strong strength and few resource points. But one advantage is that there are relatively few high-level lords here. Early development will not be bullied. There are pros and cons, right? Fang Yuan is not a motherly person. Take it as it comes. Then he opened his dimensional package. Inside, there is the most important item for each lord, the Lord's Heart. Only by activating the Lord's Heart can construction begin on the territory. Take out the crystal that emits a golden glow. Ding, do you want to place the Lord's Heart? After placing it, the Lord's Heart will disappear and you will gain the ability to build a territory. Yes. End of this chapter. Chapter 3, Golden Miracle, Heart of Arcane Magic. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 3, Golden Miracle, Heart of Arcane Magic option finalized. The golden light blended into the castle. The next second prompt sound will ring in my ear. You are a lord from a different world who came to the battlefield of the world to save your civilization. You are fortunate to have arrived in the Northern Territory and inherited the pioneering power of the destroyed Gundor dynasty. You will conquer foreign tribes with swords and fire, open up a great territory, and establish your own empire. Ding, the novice lord's buff is activated, and you have obtained a 7-day invincibility period for your territory. You have also obtained a 7-day building upgrade without any construction time limit. Ding, we have found traces of the Jackal tribe around your territory. Please upgrade your territory as soon as possible. The invincibility time is over, and the cruel Jackal will attack your territory. Within 7 days, while the territory is invincible. As long as resources are managed adequately. The time for building upgrades without CD. This is a benefit that only novice lords have. Fang Yuan looked out the window. At this point, the castle has been covered by a golden shield. There is also a huge hourglass on top, displaying the time of invincible protection. At the same time, Fang Yuan's gaze penetrated through the golden shield. Outside the castle, there were faint pairs of red eyes. 7 days is the key to survival. Many novice lords died under the monster attack 7 days later. We must seize this moment and push up the level of our territory. Next, it's time to upgrade the building. After activating the Lord's Heart, Fang Yuan opens the building panel of the Lord's Chip. This shows that the current Lord's building only has a first-level main city. Name. Main city, level. First level, camp. Human race, power. Gundor dynasty, identity. Northern Territory development lord durability. 1000 prosperity. 100, 0/1000, population. 0/100, building location. 20 resource territory. 0, war territory. 0 miracle territory. 0 The prosperity level of 100 is in the main city. As a first-level main city, the maximum prosperity level is 1000 points. The maximum population is 100. Only when both requirements are met can the main city be promoted to the next level. Prosperity requires the construction of new buildings. For every level of improvement in white quality buildings, increase prosperity by 100 points. The higher the quality of the building, the more prosperous it will be. The increase in population can only be achieved through residential buildings. And all buildings and residential buildings need to obtain a building card first. A building card represents that you can build a building. And the building site represents the largest building that can be constructed at present. Fang Yuan looked at the package. There are still 3 items left inside. A talent activation scroll, a resource card, and a hero altar building card. Name. Talent activation scroll, quality. Special item, no quality, function. Can only be used once. After activation, the Lord gains 1 talent. Name. Resource card, quality. Special item, no quality, function. Upon opening, obtain 10,000 points of wood, stone, iron, grain, and gold coins. Name. Hero Altar Building Card, Quality. Special Item, No Quality, Camp. None function. Consume rare items to recruit race heroes. Each level up can increase the chance for hero recruitment. Among the 3 items. Apart from the high value of activating scrolls with talent. The other 2 are ordinary items. First, use up the talent scroll and see what talents can be activated. Fang Yuan opens the scroll and chooses to use it. Ding, activate the talent scroll, select the activation object Fang Yuan. Successfully activated, you have obtained the only mythological talent to pray for blessings. Hear a prompt sound. Fang Yuan was momentarily taken aback. Immediately, a happy expression appeared on the face. The items on the battlefield can be roughly divided into white inferior, green ordinary, blue excellent, red high. Quality, purple rare, orange epic, golden legend, and dark gold myth. Among these, the item belonging to the dark gold category is the most unique, as all items in the dark gold category are unique items. Surprisingly, I randomly found a mythological talent in the dark gold category. I don't know how the effect will be. He opened the talent panel to check. Name. Prayer for Blessings, Quality. Mythical Uniqueness Function. By praying once, you can randomly obtain an item. The first prayer is free every day, and subsequent prayers should be at least 10,000 gold coins. Alternatively, items of equal value can be consumed as the number of prayers increases. The higher the value of the consumed item, the higher the probability of obtaining a high level item through prayer. The higher the user's luck, the better the item obtained. For the first prayer, there is a high probability of producing high-level items. Pray for auspiciousness, a free opportunity once a day. The amount of coins consumed will increase with the number of times in the future. This talent is not just the talent of Emperor Dotuo. The better luck, the better the items obtained. I don't know how lucky I am. But you can get a mythological talent at the beginning, so you should belong to the European Emperor series. Fang Yuan looked at the talent panel. My heart is starting to be eager to try. There is a probability of a bonus for the first prayer. Then give it a try. He clasped his hands together. Recite silently in your heart. Xian won't save Fei, Krypton won't change his life. Pray for auspiciousness the next moment. A golden light shone before my eyes. Ding. Pray for success. Obtain the first blessing probability bonus. Ding, you have obtained the golden legendary level wonder of the Arcane Heart, Fire type. End of this chapter. Chapter 4, the first hero is actually Gao Leng Yujie, Glasses. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 4, the first hero, surprisingly, is Gao Leng Yujie, the Glasses Lady. Name. Arcane Heart, Fire Series, Quality. Golden Legend Level Function. Mainly used to recruit heroes, open the hero altar, select recruitment, and attract golden legendary hero units to join your team. Gold. Legendary Heroes. A burst of joy appeared on Fang Yuan's face. Although this gold color is not the first. But the only hero of dark gold has never been seen by anyone to this day. Therefore, everyone assumes that the golden legend hero is the best unit. The Heart of Mystery. From the name, it should be able to recruit high-level mage units. I don't know if it's possible to recruit golden legend level mage units. After all, mage unit heroes are notoriously difficult to recruit. But their strength is also famously strong. This probability is not 100% success. If you fail, you will lose a golden legendary artifact. Fang Yuan shook the mysterious heart in his handshake. My luck won't be too bad. First, make the altar. Fang Yuan opened the package and took out the Hero Altar construction card. Recruiting heroes, the Hero Altar is a prerequisite. Click on Build Card. Ding, obtain the new building of the Human Hero Altar, with a prosperity level of +100. Name. Altar of Human Heroes, Level. LV1, Quality. None Durability. 100, Race. Human Race, Function. An altar used to recruit human heroes. Using a strange object, you can communicate with the souls of countless human races to join your team. Currently, it can be used 1/1, as the building level increases, it can increase the number of uses. The Hero Altar cannot resurrect heroes, so please use hero units carefully. Note. The higher the level of items used, the higher the probability of recruiting high-level heroes. Heroes on the battlefield of the world cannot be resurrected through an altar. To revive hero units. Only high-level items like resurrection scrolls can be used. Or it could be a spell like resurrection. And the Hero Altar, like the main city, belongs to the category of low-quality buildings. That is to say, only one building can be built. Fang Yuan took out his magical heart and murmured. When I was at Blue Star before, I only heard that every golden wonder can cause war. Because on the battlefield of the world, there is a law of immortality for strange things. Strange items can be used and will not disappear after use, but will become part of the summoned hero units. As long as you kill the summoned hero unit, you can obtain a unique item. So if anyone knows they have this golden wonder. Fang Yuan's heart trembled slightly. I'm afraid I won't survive for the 8th day. As soon as the news goes out, there will be malicious lords surrounding themselves in groups. He stared at the golden wonder in his hand. If there is no strength exposed, this thing is the source of trouble. But if no one knows, that's laying the foundation for one's own strength. And it will be an unbreakable and powerful foundation. Fang Yuan's gaze was firm, and he tightly grasped the heart of the magic in his hand. Let me see what surprises you can bring me. Immediately. He walked into the hall of the hero's altar. This is a grand hall shimmering with golden light. In the center of the main hall, it is a golden altar. There is a golden stone tablet engraved with various colored characters on the altar. Fang Yuan walked up to the altar. I quickly learned how to use this building. It's not complicated either. Just place the arcane heart on the golden slate. Fang Yuan pulled out the heart of the magic. Take a deep breath and carefully place this golden item on top. At the moment when the arcane heart touches the slate, the words on the golden stone slab emitted golden light in an instant. Then it floated in the air. Afterwards, a majestic voice came from Fang Yuan's ear. Lord of the other world. You are willing to awaken the sleeping souls and recruit them to join your ranks. Are you driving out invading demons for this world? I don't know where the sound comes from. But at this moment, Fang Yuan seemed to hear countless heroic souls whispering. They kept yelling at themselves, attempting to get Fang Yuan to rescue himself. After experiencing a brief moment of unconsciousness, Fang Yuan whispered, "These heroic souls. Perhaps it was the civilized race that once existed on this continent. After their defeat, they were invaded by the alien civilization army, causing the entire civilization continent to be dragged into the battlefield of the 10,000 realms. In the end, they were defeated on the battlefield of the world, and the entire civilization was completely reduced to colonial ruins. Although some have survived, they are only barely surviving. The main body of the entire civilization has been transformed into heroic souls, becoming a recruitment target for humans. And if the Blue Star humans are defeated, this is the ultimate outcome, right?" Fang Yuan's heart trembled slightly. But soon the belief was firmly established. Blue Star hasn't reached that level yet. We still have hope. Immediately, Fang Yuan nodded solemnly. Not bad, the civilization of the foreign battlefield, although you have fallen and turned into heroes. But I need you to join my team. Drive out the demons from this continent. Let the flame of civilization reignite. After Fang Yuan's words have been spoken. In the next moment, countless golden lights rushed into his body. Immediately after, a murmur came from his ear. Remember what you said. Visitors from other worlds, then the golden light disappeared. Fang Yuan lowered his head to look at the golden slate. I found myself able to read the text above. This slate is called the Prophet's Slate. He now. You only need a gentle click to recruit the heroes who once lived on this continent. Fang Yuan thought of the weak voice just now. Although he didn't know what it was, he vaguely felt it. This recruitment may be blessed with exceptional strength. Then let's start. The departed heroes. Join my team and fight for me. Drive out demons from other worlds. Recruitment. The sound fell. Next second. Fang Yuan saw the golden magical heart rise into mid-air. Countless rays of light shot out from it. The light pierced through the space. At this moment, Fang Yuan seems to have seen the river of time. In the long river, countless figures flashed by one. There are great knights, proud swordsmen, and elusive assassins. But they didn't stop for themselves. Until, in the river of time, a delicate jade hand slowly stretched out. The power of magic, I really miss it. There is a hint of coquettishness in the voice. Next up. A graceful figure penetrates through the dimensional wall, blending the heart of arcane magic. Finally, it condenses into a solid entity in the air. Ding, the legendary hero of the Golden Age, Lilith, the great mage of the human race's fire-forbidden curse, felt your sincerity and chose to join your team. The prompt sound has just fallen. Fang Yuan saw a graceful figure floating before his eyes. She has a slender figure. Wearing a loose robe, she still couldn't resist her delicate and spicy figure. Her shiny black hair was coiled behind her head. There is a pair of black framed glasses hanging on the small and delicate nostrils. Stand with your toes in the air. Holding a wand in the left hand and a magic book in the right hand. The moment I saw him, a word jumped out of Fang Yuan's mind. Sleeping slot. Glasses lady. Gao Leng Yujie. Mentor. The elements are complete. End of this chapter. Chapter 5. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 5. Lilith's appearance truly stunned Fang Yuan. Just when he was stunned, Lilith walked off the altar and came to Fang Yuan. She used a staff to prop up her black-framed glasses. Yo, he's a handsome little lord. Ah, the last time I saw such a handsome man was in the magical calendar, 2366. It could also be 4,222 years. He was the top swordsman in the mainland back then. Lilith's voice carries a hint of charm. The most crucial thing is the magic robe this woman is wearing. There are no safety pants below. At this moment, she was floating on Fang Yuan's head. The moment Fang Yuan lifted his head. Sleeping slot, then I heard Lilith's angry voice. Oh my, do you guys like to peek? Just like my professor's unscrupulous student. This statement directly stirred up a fire in Fang Yuan's heart. This Nima, how do you feel like a demon? Just when Fang Yuan was slandering. A warning sound came from the ear again. Ding, you have obtained the Golden Legend Achievement LV1 and received a reward of 1 purple rare Barracks Flame Mage Camp Building card. Ding, the current Forbidden Mage hero Lilith ranks first among the Lord Heroes in the Kingdom of Gundor, with a reward of 100,000 gold coins and a resource pack of 100,000. Ding, your hero has entered the Gundor United Kingdom leaderboard. Do you want to disclose your name and territory information? If you choose to disclose it, you will receive a reward of 10,000 gold coins. If you choose not to disclose it, there will be no reward. Sudden achievement rewards, ranking rewards. Moved Fang Yuan's attention away. Especially the last option that pops up suddenly. He was just a little off guard and almost chose it. Fortunately, my hand almost retracted. My current self is just a first-level territory. Still a big novice. Surprisingly possessing a golden hero. This is how children carry money through the bustling market. Even people without malicious intentions will take action because of wealth and wealth. It can also attract jealousy. At this point, it is purely to cause trouble for oneself. Fang Yuan decisively chose no. As the virtual box in front of me disappears. At this moment, Fang Yuan looked back at Lilith. At this moment, Lilith had a seductive look in her eyes. However, after the initial surprise and panic, Fang Yuan. And after silently reciting the paper man countless times, he can finally be free from temptation. Then I started looking at Lilith's panel. After all, on the battlefield of the world, beauty lies in the face of powerful strength. That's useless. Fang Yuan only needs to concentrate slightly through the Lord's seal. You can see Lilith's attribute panel. Name. Fire-based Forbidden Curse Mage Lilith, Level. LV1, Experience. 0/10,000 Equality. Golden Legend, Potential. 1 star carrying strange objects. Heart of Arcane Magic, Fire, Spell Strength. 1,000, Health. 10,000 Magic Value. 10,000, Loyalty Value. 65, has a great liking for you, Loyalty Defection below 20. Skills. Burst Chain Fireball Technique, Flame Storm, Summoning Fire Elements, Flame Shield, Banning Meteor Fire Rain. On the Properties panel. Fang Yuan was immediately attracted by the skill at first glance. Forbidden Master. Indeed, it deserves its reputation. 5 skills. The most powerful one among them should be the Forbidden Curse. Meteor Fire Rain. Fang Yuan reviewed the brief description of the skills. Meteor Fire Rain. Guided for 10 seconds, summon a meteor fire rain to strike an area indiscriminately for 30 minutes, causing huge damage to the target with each meteor fire. It's a bit scary. A sustained strike of 30 minutes. And the coverage area is particularly wide. A skill can directly destroy a city. Fang Yuan couldn't help but think. The power of the Forbidden Curse is indeed powerful. This is a strategic weapon. I got rocket at the beginning. However, Lilith is not only strong in forbidden spells. The other spells are all good. The burst combo fireball technique can hit 10 burst fireballs at once, causing dizziness while also being able to explode. Flame Storm is a group damage that, after being guided for 3 seconds, rises with flames that can burn targets in all ranges. It will also explode. Summon the fire element, with 10 at once. Each fire element will have a series of fireball spells, fiercely attacking each other. Flame Shield, used to resist damage and save life, comes with a resistance aura and a flame aura effect. Can burn targets and push away surrounding enemies. It can be said that Lily's scariness can be seen from her skills. Besides that, Lilith's own attributes are also very powerful. A spell strength of 1,000 points. According to Fang Yuan's understanding, the spell strength of novice magicians is always at 5 points. Advanced magicians can withstand over 200 points of magic power. This Lilith starts with 1,000 spell strength. In the future, as the level increases, attributes can also be enhanced. So Lilith's upper limit is a bit scary. That's no wonder she's just a level 1 hero. Just recruited, you can reach the top of the Gundar Kingdom hero quality ranking. Nothing else. It's just a strong pervert. And the potential value represents the attributes that the hero increases by 1 level. All heroes start with 1 star. As the upgrade progresses, special wonders can be used to enhance potential. But it's not an unlimited improvement either. As far as Fang Yuan knows, orange usually only rises to 9 stars. As for gold, he checked it. His Lilith can reach up to 12 stars. So strong. It's truly a golden unit. Fang Yuan finally looked at the strange items and loyalty values carried by Lilith. The strange object is fused into Lilith's body and cannot be taken out unless she is killed. And loyalty is the foundation of Lilith. To increase loyalty, one cannot be careless. Otherwise, if it falls, it will be disastrous. At this moment, Lilith walked down and came to Fang Yuan's side. Your Excellency, the handsome lord. The territory outside is pitch black, hiding despicable jackals. The loyal little wizard is willing to dispel the darkness for you. The seductive voice made Fang Yuan swallow his saliva. He said to himself, it's so seductive. Although I'm a self-hypnotic paper person, it's really not. Living, flesh and blood. Do you want to charge him? I don't think I will resist. Fang Yuan couldn't help but be eager to try. However, when he saw loyalty, Fang Yuan suppressed the fire in his heart. Loyalty is too low. If you make a mistake, it will backfire and reduce your loyalty and betrayal. Then we'll have muggles. The days ahead will be long. First, brush up a bit of goodwill to increase loyalty. Lilith, your level is not high yet, it's too dangerous outside. You are very important to me. After I create more soldiers, I will go to the wilderness. Lilith suddenly giggled and her branches trembled uncontrollably. And a warning sound came from Fang Yuan's ear. Lilith is pleased with your concern, loyalty +1. Immediately after, Lilith's voice came again. Yes, my lord, but I can use the fire element to explore your territory. This time, Fang Yuan did not refuse. Lilith summoned the fire element directly and killed the castle. End of this chapter. Chapter 6, Lilith, do you want to play something exciting? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 6, Lilith, do you want to play something exciting? The initial territory was shrouded in a thick fog of war. Because as long as a civilization sinks, it will be shrouded in the fog of war. In the fog of war, there are wild beasts and monsters lurking everywhere. These were all indigenous people who used to live on this land. No matter how powerful they used to be. Now they are all soulless monsters. And to dispel the fog, they need these lords from other worlds to light up their territories with the flame of their own civilization's inheritance. Only units with the flame of civilization can move freely in the fog of war. At this moment, Lilith flew out of the castle. Fang Yuan also followed closely behind. But he did not leave the protective mask. The Lord is a core unit within the territory, as long as the Lord's core is not breached. There will be protection from the power of rules. Never kill, never get hurt. But if you step out of your territory, even the weakest slime can kill the Lord. It can be said that within the castle, it is comparable to gods. Outside the castle, top-notch waste. At this point, Lilith has already stepped out of the protective light shield of the castle. A faint fog of war enveloped her. This is the power. Evil and powerful, suppressing us in the river of time. Lilith murmured. But now, I'm out. Evil will eventually be driven away by magic. The flame of anger, burn it. In an instant, a red flame converged from the void. Then slowly stretch out. In an instant, the flames transformed from clumps of flames into 10-meter-high fire elements. And at this moment, amidst the mist, howls of wolves emanated. Then a dozen or so giant wolves suddenly burst out. Roar at the fire element. After Lilith saw it. With a disdainful sneer, he said, "Hiss, turns out to be the dirtiest grey wolf. Burn them to death." The fire element that received the command turned its head and bowed slightly. "Obey me. Your Excellency, the great daughter of flames." Next second, the fire element suddenly spat out more than 10 fireballs. Accurately hit these dozen or so grey wolves. The powerful impact force pierced through the body of the grey wolf in a short moment. Immediately after, the attached flames ignited the corpse of the grey wolf. Kill level 1 grey wolf *15 and obtain 5 white source crystal fragments. Fang Yuan saw the fire element easily killing more than 10 grey wolves in seconds. I was stunned. Before entering the battlefield of the world, Fang Yuan has knowledge of some battlefield creatures. Generally, the surrounding areas of novice lords are mainly low-level creatures such as goblins, grey wolves, and jackals. Although these creatures are low-level, they are also relative to higher-level lords. For novice lords, these creatures are capable of causing fatal damage. When humans first entered the battlefield of the world, countless tragedies have occurred. Many lords send their newly summoned heroes out of the city with a team of low-level soldiers. Then I was blocked by these monsters right at my doorstep. The monster successfully completed its first kill. There are also recruited purple hero units among them. So when Fang Yuan heard that Lilith was about to leave the city, he appeared somewhat worried. Now it seems unnecessary to worry about oneself. Lilith's strength far exceeds her imagination. After all, just made a move, and it was only her summoning creature that instantly killed more than 10 grey wolves. If Lilith personally takes action, that's 1,000 strong Dharma points. Even the damage from Ping A can be frightening. Not to mention, he still has so many damage skills. And a near-nuclear weapon curse. Fang Yuan secretly thought to himself. Lilith is so strong that the initial task of clearing monsters around the city can be easily completed. At the same time, we can expand our territory. The main development of the novice city. We need a sufficiently large territory to build our own buildings. This also requires clearing a large open space. At the beginning, these open spaces will be filled with low-level monster nests. Only by destroying the monster lair can one expand their territory. Your Highness. Lilith walked up to him. Hand over the source crystal fragments dropped by the monster to Fang Yuan. Source crystal is a type of crystal that contains special energy. It has a small volume and is in a diamond shape. When on the blue star, scientists discovered through research that the source crystal contained a rule power that belonged only to the battlefield of the 10,000 realms. The main purpose is to upgrade the hero's level and enhance their potential. The higher the level of the source crystal, the greater the hero's enhancement, and it is also rarer. The 5 pieces in my hand now are fragments of white crystal. The main output comes from low-level organisms. Generally speaking, white quality source crystal fragments can provide 10 points of experience at once. 5 is 50 points of experience. Lilith needs 10,000 points to advance to the next level. Fang Yuan pinched Yuan Jing and said, Lilith, upgrading your level requires a large amount of these crystal fragments. You need to hunt more monsters. Lilith bowed slightly. Yes, Your Excellency, my lord. I have sensed a grey wolf's lair. Please let me help your highness eliminate it. Fang Yuan nodded slightly. Killing monsters can only obtain source crystal fragments. But if it can destroy a monster's nest, harvest a whole, intact source crystal at once. Because according to the official record in the Wanjie Battlefield Handbook released on Blue Star, the monster lair relies on these source crystals to produce monsters. As long as the source crystal remains immortal, it can continuously absorb energy and create new monsters. It's like an assembly line. This magical technology is transmitted back to the Blue Star. It is said to have shocked the entire academic community of Blue Star. This is simply the entity of the Void Creator. Scientists once attempted to replicate it, but unfortunately failed. However, in the end, it also made human civilization aware of the principle behind these nests producing monsters. So we found an opportunity to exploit loopholes. The early lords used this principle to dispatch troops to surround the monster lair, continuously brushing monsters to obtain various supplies and source crystal fragments. But later on, it seems that the protection mechanism was triggered. Monster nest mutation that cannot be played by being brushed. Boss-level creatures have appeared, causing a large number of casualties. Later, human lords also discovered that if a nest brush was blocked, nest monsters will randomly mutate. No one dares to brush it anymore. All are discovered and immediately eliminated. Fang Yuan recalled this knowledge. I can't help but think in my heart. If it weren't for trying to block the monster spawning. These are countless fragments of source crystals. The key is that the probability of overturning is not too high. After all, I have the golden unit of Lilith in my hands. A unit with far superior strength is considered a mutated monster. It shouldn't be her opponent either. Fang Yuan's heart began to stir. Although there are risks, they are controllable. Say it again. Just brush it once yourself. Just make one mutation. After making up my mind, Fang Yuan raised his head and said, Lilith. Do you want to play something exciting? End of this chapter. Chapter 7, This Is It Gone. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The source has no content or has errors. Chapter 8. The enormous value of the demon wolf's bones. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The source has no content or has errors. Chapter 9, Exchange, Orange Prop Temple Emblem. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The source has no content or has errors. Chapter 10, Territory Naming, Wilderness Territory. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The source has no content or has errors.